Have you noticed how on some days it's much easier to step into creativity mode? Hey? Your imagination is there. You can feel into whatever you want to create. And the idea of raising frequency, the ability to raise frequency, is just there. You can just imagine it. You can just feel it. And your frequency raises. And before you know it, you're like writing or making something or manifesting something. And it's all wonderful. That's the feeling we chase. And that is what is usually taught in manifestation circles and also in creativity. And I've taught it myself with creative writing to really get into seeing. You use your imagination. You feel it and you be it and you become it, like you can taste it. And then the words just flow through that. That limitation of that, though, is it requires you to be able to feel into that, and for your imagination to be able to access that desired frequency so you can create from there. But of course, some days we just don't get there. Now the question is, on those days, do we need to try harder? Are we failing in some way? Or do we just need to let it go? So I'll quickly look at that in this video. Right. Before I do though, please do like and subscribe to support this channel, help it get going. All right. So we know that to create, you want to increase your frequency. But on those days, let's focus on the days when it doesn't work. Some days, there'll be an emotion in you that just doesn't want to move. So the tendency then is to call it that this is stuck. And then you can get into trying to force it. So you feel sad or angry or just antsy. There's like this, or groundlessness or antsy, that feeling. Now, what do we do with that? You can try first to shift it. You can breathe into it. See if you can shift it to a positive. That's heart math. You can look into heart math. That's really good. Getting more coherent. That can really work. But even then, sometimes it doesn't work. You can use emotional freedom technique. I've tried it. You do it, you can very quickly raise your frequency, but some days not. Now here's the thing that I want to propose here. That creativity is not just about the imagination and the positivity, because when you try to create from imagination is still mind. It's still staying within what is known. And the rest of the good feeling is biochemical. So you've got the body, it's very body oriented, the body, biochemical, and your mind and imagination. But there can be deeper processes at work. And the deeper processes is like an alchemical processing of material. So what I'm proposing here is that in fact, creativity, complete holistic creativity, consists of two phases. The one is the creative phase. That's the upward, think of a sine wave, upward phase where you can feel good, imagine. There's another phase that goes downwards below the line. That is your alchemical process. Now the alchemical, you're not creating outwardly, you're processing material. So literally in an alchemical process, you put everything into a pot and you burn it up and it becomes something else. It's like the chrysalis phase before the butterfly. So it's that melting away of the caterpillar. We try to avoid this because we're taught and we're ingrained that I mustn't feel these negative, so-called negative emotions. But here's the thing, if you try to get out of them, they keep coming back. So your signal when they come back, and you can't shift to the positive, to the creative cycle. So, okay, this day is maybe an alchemical day. I'm not going to create artwork right now. I need to take it within and be alchemical. And then what you do is you just sit. You sit with that, whatever the discomfort is, anger, fear, those things. And you say to yourself, can I let this be as it is just for now? And that gives you permission to experience it. And if it's so intense that you can't, or like I really do not want to experience this now, can you find the yes to that experience, the experience of refusing, the experience of resistance? So you're just finding the yes to current experience. So you're being with what is true now. Suppose you're feeling bit of fear. Can I feel this fear? Oh, it feels very uncomfortable. I don't know whether it doesn't feel safe. I don't think I want to feel this. Then you can say, can I be okay with feeling this, not wanting to feel the fear? Yeah, okay, I'm willing to experience the not wanting to experience fear. I'm willing to experience my resistance. And then you just feel the resistance. I'm so resistant. And then give yourself permission to be as resistant as you need to be. Just sit in that chair and just be like the solid lump of resistance. But you feel it in your body. You feel it in your energy field. Resistance, and then you can also feel the fear, some of it. Then something changes. This is why it's alchemical, because it's beyond the mind. It is not in your control. Your job is just to sit and feel. So the feeling itself is alchemical. The feeling itself alchemizes the darker emotions here. You just have to feel and breathe through it and watch. Because here's some of the mechanics of what's going on. When you stop fighting the negative, you're allowed to be here, there's an immediate sense of relief. I can be myself, because what is true? The truth is I have fear. And I don't have to fight this. That's relief. It's okay to be afraid, is it? Yeah, because we're sitting here and it's okay. We've given ourselves permission. That's the first level of relief that comes in. The other level is that when you're doing that, you are, without realizing it perhaps, operating from the observer self, from the witness. So instead of being involved, I've got to change my emotions, shift to a better state. See, you're at a level with the emotions. Now you're going here, watching. And then that emotion can unfold without it being a threat to you. So it's no longer like trauma linked as much, because now you're the witness and you know, even unconsciously, without really knowing it consciously, that you are separate from it, or what's happening within you rather. It's not you. So that is alchemical, because now it's free to run and you're watching it. And all it wants to do is really run through. Then what happens is it can take you deeper. So maybe fear, as you're feeling it, there'll be a little bit of calmness that comes. Then you can ask, what's this about? Or you can ask, what do I really want here? What do I really long for? You ask those deeper questions, because longing is close to the heart. So on the surface, I want something, but deep in I just long for, and that longing is always for something quite simple, and usually like a heart quality, like I long for simplicity, I long for peace, I long for expansiveness. Say you've been worrying about money. You come down, what do I really want? I want peace. I long for a sense of expansiveness, a sense of freedom. And then you sit with those as well and just welcome them. See, now without really realizing it, you switch to the positive, but without trying to do it. And these longings are what I call essence qualities. They come from your essence or from your heart. That's your soul. And you already have these. That's the important thing to get here. You already have these essence qualities, and you find them naturally just by sinking through into the negative. And that negative emotion always has the means of solving it. But you've got to feel it first to get to it. And you do it by sinking into it and feeling the quiet space at the end. So after all this money problems, you notice that there's a quiet part of you just sitting and watching, unaffected, long for expansion. You can feel it. What does expansion feel like? What does it feel? It's like this. And then you move slowly more into expansion, or stillness, or peace. And when you look again at the fear, it's not there anymore. It might have shrunk to something very small, just over there. No problem. Then you feel more into the essence qualities: peace, stillness, simplicity, expansiveness, strength, love, compassion. Now you found the great gift at the bottom of the circle, which is the natural, causeless joy, bliss, of your nature. This comes from you. It's that Satchitananda bliss, the bliss of self-knowing. It's just there, and you realize, wow, I've been free all along. This peace is within me regardless of fear, and they can coexist. I can have fear, maybe in my belly, but around me here's peace. Expansiveness, stillness, it's okay. I am okay. That naturally now leads you back upwards towards the surface. Now you can visualize more, or you can channel that positive feeling into like a specific outcome. Say you want to create something, or maybe you don't need to create anything anymore. You can just chill out in this blissful state. It's very nice. It's very nice, free state to be, to not actually have to need to create anything. Because even that wanting to create something is, it's a slight escape from it. It's beautiful that we create, we want to create, but you can easily lose the now. You can easily get caught into outcomes. Whereas if you stay with this, what's happening now? If it's true that what's happening now is a creative impulse, you follow that creative impulse, but only for its own sake. You let go of the outcomes. So maybe an idea comes, oh, I'd like to go for a walk. Actually, I feel the energy to tackle that article I was going to write. Cool. Tackle the article. But because you're in the zone now, because you're in presence more, the outcome you're not attached to anymore. And if that attachment comes back, you can just once again go, oh, I'm attached. Sink into it, feel it, be it, find the peace underneath. And so you go. So then creativity becomes more holistic, because you can go up and you can go down. You're not afraid of going down. Both days are valid. And this going down part is extremely healing. You can heal yourself of psychological issues if you just have the courage to sit with it and feel it through. Because why? You're ending the war with yourself. You're no longer at war with your negativity, your neuroses, your failures. Because there's some things that will never get fixed. Some things are just with us for life. Some people have relationship issues, money issues. The best you can do is you do your therapy, you do whatever work you can do. Call that the upward phase. And then you sit with what's left. And it might always be there. And part of your task then is to, can I find the bliss and peace even without this thing that I think I need? Even if my relationships are not great, my relationship with me, can that be beautiful? Maybe that's what your soul actually wants. Even if my finances, no matter what I do, can't really get them right. Can you be in the wealth of your own being? Maybe that is what your soul is wanting you to get. Maybe that's the purpose of your incarnation, is to get that, the pearl of greatest price, which is the value of you that is beyond circumstances. So give up whatever it else says you're supposed to have, the 6 figures and the amazing partnerships, and maybe that's for you, maybe not. Or maybe it only comes when you have fully accepted your wealth, your love, your presence. Then it can come. But you're giving up outcome. Okay, we'll end it there. Remember, creative process, alchemical process, they work together as a whole. Good. So please let me know how this went for you in your comments. And of course, do like and subscribe for more.